Adrian Mack here with MMA Island. Today I'm in beautiful Fall River, Massachusetts at the Regiment Training Center. Today I'm joined by the Ultimate Fighter Season 29 contestant, Mitch Raposo. Mitch, how are you doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
I'm good. So tell me, how did you get into martial arts?
I kind of just growing up, I was a good athlete. I played baseball, I played hockey. I have two big brothers, so I was super competitive. But like even growing up, we would we'd scrap all the time, like a fight, whatever. But when I was 12, I had a neighbor that was doing it, and I was real interested in it. So I just kind of tried it out, and I couldn't leave, man. I was there from that point on 5-6 days a week when I was 12 years old.
So how did you find the Regiment Training Center?
So Regiment, actually, funny. So Regiment was my first gym. So I started training when I was 12 down at a gym in Tiverton, Rhode Island, Gillette's Mixed Martial Arts. That's where I started for the first year and a half, 2 years of my young career. Then I felt like I needed more, like I needed to kind of get out of my comfort zone, and I felt like I just didn't have enough training partners. So when I was about 14, right before high school, I actually, I always heard about Regiment and things like that, and the gym I was actually at was kind of going through some construction, so they weren't really open. So I ended up kind of trying it out, and I loved it, man. I felt like before it was kind of all on my own, and I would have to teach the kids class and things like that, and I was so young in my career, regardless of how fast I excelled, I wanted to keep learning, obviously, and that's what I found here. So I've been here ever since.
So I noticed that you're a striking coach, training Shotokan. How do you think Shotokan influences your striking style?
So my coach, Brian Raposo, he's a black belt in Shotokan karate, and I don't really think I really train Shotokan, but I would definitely say he influences my style. That's his background, and he's very good at giving people kind of what they need. He doesn't train everybody the same, depending on your body type, your style, what you like to do. But his style, his movement, the in and out, you see guys like Wonderboy Thompson, who has a very similar background. And I just feel I'm not really a karate fighter. I do like to bang too, but I would say my footwork, my movement is kind of how Shotokan influences me.
So in your fight, especially with Cucciniello, you had a beautiful left hook. Would you say that's your best weapon?
I wouldn't say anything's really my best weapon, but I would say the left hook is something that I love to do. You know what I'm saying? I love working the body. I love, slowing guys down. But I also think I could, I got a lot of power with my left hook, so I can definitely get knockouts with it. But yeah, it's definitely something I like to do.
Awesome. So tell me, how did you get to the Ultimate Fighter, especially with COVID happening and everything? How was that process?
So after my last fight at CES against Matt Almy, I was 5-0. I was actually making my flyweight debut for LFA. In a couple, probably 3-4 weeks out, I got the call for the show, and I heard that they were, interested in having me on the show, and it kind of just got real serious. They told me to cancel my fight for LFA, so I was like, oh shit, I must, be on it or something. And we kind of just this, this was in February. They told us it was gonna get started in April, and I kind of went out for the whole the first week, which was the medicals and things like that, and the interview process. And it worked out, and I was in a good spot, and so kind of just we got the call. I was ready, and that's it. It's the name of the game.
Is this something you've been want to do for a while, or something just recently came up?
Being on the Ultimate Fighter is obviously a dream come true. Being a kid, I've been watching the sport a really long time, and I've watched probably every single season of the Ultimate Fighter. It's that being the first where I was kind of got my platform, it's definitely surreal. Because I could have been on the Contender Series, but the Contender Series wasn't around, when I first started training, So the fact that I was on the Ultimate Fighter and all my friends, and we used to always talk about it in middle school and high school and stuff, it was definitely surreal. It's something I'll remember for the rest of my life.
All right, so let's talk about your coach, featherweight champion Alexander Volkanovski. So how did it feel to be his first pick for bantamweight?
Being the first pick for Alex was definitely something that, I'm not saying to say it surprised me, but because I did do really well in the evaluations, I kind of showed out a little bit, and I felt like I was, we were all nervous. We're all kind of just, we don't know each other, and they're the two of the best fighters in the world that are evaluating us. So obviously it's kind of fucking put up or shut up, you know what I mean? And so the fact that he picked me first, I was like, oh shit, I definitely did as good as I thought I did. And he's actually one of my favorite fighters to watch. So I knew his style, he could change my game, and I Ortega in the beginning he was real cool. He showed a lot of interest in being on his team, but Volk, he snatched me up first, so that was definitely where I wanted to go. That was definitely surreal.
So Ortega was asking people, where do you want to go? So you told him Volk?
Yes, I actually watched that part of the show, and he said that not a lot of guys wanted to be on their team. He came up to me, and I straight up told him, I was like, I can take things from both you guys. He's like, I'm happy to be on either team. I don't care. I was there. It was just two of the best guys in the world. I was going to make the most of whoever chose me.
So what do you like about Volkanovski? Anything specific?
Man, Volk just showed he cared, and I would say like Alex changed my career forever. Like it's definitely a big thing to say, but just the way he was as a person, like the way you see him on TV and things like that, he's a super humble guy. It's exactly who he is. You know what I'm saying? He did anything for us, anything we needed. He cut weight with us, and I know a lot of shit doesn't get shown and things like that with like the editing and stuff, but he was, you know what I'm saying, he was the man. He was there for us. He made everything about us, and that's just, I'm forever grateful that I was on his team.
So what would you say the best teaching from him was?
I would say just my striking. Like I would say, we had Craig Jones, who jiu-jitsu was obviously, I learned a ton of good stuff. Frank Hickman from Tiger Muay Thai, he's the head Tiger Muay Thai coach for MMA wrestling and things like that. Peter Yan, Volk's corner, like he's trained with some of the best. He was my wrestling coach, which I learned a great amount. But the striking was just something that Volk I was sparring with him every week too. You know what I'm saying? So I got a good amount of rounds in with him, and it changed, like the way I see things, the sport. Before I just felt like I knew how to fight, but I didn't really understand what I was doing, and like why I was doing certain things. And that's kind of what he did. He kind of like, a guy who's the best in the world. He's telling you, and he's feeding like good, positive like advice to you, and he like what he thinks of your future and things like that. It will make you fucking, especially after I lost. I was there for another month, and nobody ever wants to talk about. Everybody, the toughest thing you can go through. Yeah, we all we hear it all the time, but it's not when you lose and you got to fucking sit there with guys that you don't really know and things like that, and you're away from your family and you want to talk to your family. It's fucking hard, And so he was there for me, and like he kept me like, if somebody gets hurt, you can be in, or stay getting better, take advantage of every opportunity, and he was a big reason why I handled it so well being there.
So are you and Volk still in contact?
Yeah, I talk to him probably every week, on Instagram, things like that. I have his personal phone number. Like he was, me and him, I felt like definitely like we were real close, because I was always just trying to pick his brain, man. I was after practice, before practice, I was always just trying to like learn something.
And most important question, how is this cooking? Because we saw on TV, it was awesome.
Now Volk can cook, man. Like another thing, like it's so crazy. Like cooks for the entire house. Like then brought us over to his house and he cooked us breakfast. And he brought us to the UFC Apex for live fights. May 8th, I believe, the Michelle Waterson card.
Yeah.
He brought us there live for those fights. He got us in. Like there was just a lot of, man, Volk was, he really came through, Like I said, I'm forever grateful that he was my coach.
What was his favorite, or your favorite dish from him?
To be honest, I'd probably say a steak.
Steak?
Yeah, steak was real good.
Let's go to the drama, because that's what a lot of people watch The Ultimate Fighter for. So you had some beef with Andre Petrovsky in either episode 3 or 4. So what can you tell us about that we didn't see on TV?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even really call it like beef. Obviously, it gets hyped up and whatever, but and like people saw the promo, it looked like we got into like a scuffle, and I don't even think that made the show. Well, I mean, I didn't hear about it, but it was all like, so it was right after, obviously the way the show is edited, right? It looks like I fucking lost 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. I'm just being a salty little, like, you know what I'm saying about it. But no, I fought the day before that. All 4 of us did. So, you know what I'm saying? When the next day Ortega looked at all 4 of us and said, your team ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously we all felt some type of way. I really don't, I'll speak my mind. I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I am. You know what I mean? Like I'm a real dude. I'm genuine, but if you're gonna like be, especially a guy that obviously I've looked up to, you know what I mean? So that was a real kind of like dickhead thing to say. And we all felt some type of way about it. And I was just having a conversation with Andre in the house. There was no cameras around. And I told him, I was like, cause he opened his mouth to Volk and was trying to shit on Volk. And I was like, he was in our locker room 10 minutes before that whole scene went down. He was in our locker room acting like Volk's best friend and all this shit. And then, so I just felt some type of way about it. Andre's a good dude. He's not, like, it got played up like we didn't like each other. Like, we had little things. And I just felt like it was my personality kind of clashing with his. And funny story, me and him were actually we were super close the quarantine week in the hotel. We did all our workouts together, everything. Like, me and him were, like, we actually hung out the most. And then maybe we just got into the house. Shit happens, dude. You're away from your family. Like, it was a day after my fight. You know, like, shit happens, it is what it is, but we were cool, like, the next day. It's a fucking TV, man. Like, and like I said, the people who know me know who I am, you know what I'm saying? So I wasn't really stressing it.
So you put that behind you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't give a shit, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the thing, too, a lot of people didn't realize on the show. I'm from, where I'm from, like, me and my friends, we talk shit to each other all the time. Like, I love talking shit. Like, me and my friends, we go out, we're having a good time, like, that's just what we do. We're competitive, you know, and like, you know, maybe it's the New England in me, man, I don't know, but, like, that's just how it is. I felt like, you know what I'm saying, that was a little, maybe my personality was a little different, whatever, but it's not that deep, man. Like I said, it really wasn't, like, I didn't care about it. I fucking forgot about it the next day.
So after Ortega went 4-0, he came to the house, he was parading around the house, acting all this crap, and you said that he was acting like a man-child. Could you explain that a little bit more?
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? Obviously, they interview us, we do the confessionals and things like that. And one of the producers was like, yo, Ortega's kind of like a man-child. Of course, I fucking say it, and they cut it and whatever, so I'm like, whatever. But yeah, he was just real, like, immature. Like, you know what I'm saying? He came to the house, he was acting like, kind of like a dick, kind of like parading around. One of their coaches was kind of like rubbing it in dust, because like I said, all 4 fights happened in one day. So me, Ryder, Aaron, Dustin.
Yeah.
Dustin obviously got caught by Vince. Dude, their striking coach was fucking bragging about it to Dustin's face. Like, nobody sees this shit. Nobody saw, like, right? So I felt some type of way, and I had every like reason to feel some type of way. But yeah, he was just real. Ortega was cool, man. Like, he was just immature. You know what I'm saying? He was just real immature. The things he would say, but I mean, whatever.
So it was also a point on the show that Ortega was constantly late to things. Does that make him more unlikable in your opinion?
It wasn't that he was like, I mean, he was on my fucking team, so I don't care. But like, I wasn't on his team, so. But we used to hear about, like, people on his team would complain about it all the time. He would show up like an hour late, whatever. We would just laugh about it, talk shit, be like, because Volk, like I said, Volk did everything for us. So it was real funny. And like, obviously, I felt some type of way too. Obviously, I lost my fight, and it honestly sucked for me, but honestly sucked for me, I felt for Volk too, because he put a lot of time and effort into us. So starting off 0-4 sucked, you know, but that's the fight game. It plays out how it plays out. Matchups and whatnot. But you know what I'm saying? Him showing up late to things that we had to stay for. So when we practice and then we're waiting to go home to, like, you know what I'm saying? But they got to practice, we're waiting for him to show up. So it's not that he's making his team wait, he was making us wait too. So yeah, obviously it was getting annoying. Volk called him out for it, whatever. But yeah, he just, I don't know, maybe he's sleeping, bro. I don't know.
So when your opponent, Ludwig Shaolin, called his home, he told his family that he believes he won all 3 rounds. Do you have any opinions on that?
I don't think anybody in their right mind thinks he won all 3 rounds. I think everybody that knows, like, there's no excuses. It is what it is. He beat me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm willing to bet, you know what I'm saying, that in 5 years, nobody remembers that fight. And nobody's going to, you know what I mean, compare. I mean, I wish him a great career. You know, he actually just had his debut in the UFC against a tough guy, and he looked good. I mean, like, he lost, but hey, you know what I'm saying, Jack Shore is no joke. I wish him the best, but to say he won all 3 rounds is complete bullshit. I would fight him tomorrow, you know what I'm saying, if I could. I think it's clear as hell I won the first round. Second round, he had no business for me, but I made a simple mistake. A minute and a half left. He got my whatever. He held me down. It is what it is. Third round, just inexperience. You know, I get his back. I could have held him down. Could have won the round. I get greedy, go for a choke. I slip off. Right. So it happens. It's a sport. There's no excuses. It is what it is. But I mean, he thinks he won all 3 rounds. I mean, I would love to run that back. So
let's say you did beat him on the show. How do you think you would have fared against Vince, Brady, or Ricky?
I mean, it's just tough. Like, I know, you know what I'm saying, I'm never going to think anybody can beat me. You know, like, there's nobody I don't think I can beat. Ludwig, I think, was definitely one of the toughest guys in the house. I asked for, Volk was like, yo, who do you want to fight? I was like, I really don't give a shit. But I heard Ludwig wanted to fight me. From the jump, Ludwig wanted to fight me. So I was like, yo, Ludwig wants it, I'd fight him. And Ortega picked it anyway. So I was like, oh, fuck it. You know, so like, I think Brady, Ricky, and Vince, they all have great, you know, they're all tough. I know Vince, I would say, was a little more like one-dimensional, you know, kind of throws an overhand. He has a lot of experience. One of the, you know what I'm saying, I would say, stylistically, I would think that was a fun fight. It would have been a banger, I think. Ricky and Brady, same thing. I think me and Ricky would have been a fucking absolute fireworks. I would say Brady he's tough, man, because he's big. His jiu-jitsu is really good. Like, he's a really high-level grappler. And like I said, he does not stop. He's in your face. Kind of similar to Ludwig, but more jiu-jitsu, I would say. Tough fights, but like I said, I mean, I get past Ludwig. I think I would have been, you know what I'm saying, smooth sailing. I would have did my thing, but hey, I didn't. They performed better than I did. No excuses. It is what it is.
So a lot of your mates at the house, they're talking about how when you wear the UFC gloves, it felt surreal having the like biggest MMA promotion on your hands, basically. Did you feel any of that?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I can recount my fight day, like, you know what I'm saying, just like, you know, it's like the back of my hand, literally. I remember I was getting my hands wrapped. They gave me the gloves. I put them on. They're taping them. I was just looking down at my hands. I'm like, holy shit. You know, and like, it's a weird thing. Like, your family's not there. Like, I'm used to it's fight day, you talk to your family. You talk to your, like, the people that are closest to you, the people you love. Whether that's your, you know what I mean, your girl, your mom, whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? You have nobody, you know? And I fought, like, on a Thursday at fucking, like, 3 o'clock. Like, it's a weird experience. And, But being there and getting there, they kind of all just hit me at once. I was just looking at my hands and I was like, holy shit, like this is crazy. You know what I mean? And it's definitely something I'll remember forever.
So who would you say were your closest friend or friends from the fighters?
I mean, I was, like I said, a lot of people probably watched the TV and thought like I was a fucking dickhead or something. But honestly, man, you can ask any of the producers, anything. I was cool with pretty much everyone. You know, me and Andre had little things. I mean, he was always eating my shit and being a dickhead, and I would just like talk shit to him, whatever, and we would just move on. Like it wasn't that serious, and I was cool with pretty much everybody in the house. From Team Ortega's team, me and Vince, like I felt like we're good friends. I mean, Josh was cool. Honestly, everybody. But on the blue team, obviously, you know, Ricky, Aaron, Brian, Ryder, we would always play like spades and like different games, and we'd play pool and things like that. We were always probably like together. Brady, obviously, I would hang out with him a lot too because we were the same age. Dustin was my roommate, so you know, I was cool. I feel like I was close with everybody. I was, you know.
So what would you say was your favorite part of the season?
My favorite part, probably the sushi buffet. Like that was because I love sushi. You know, so I can eat sushi every day of my life. So when we got that, that was a good day.
What would you say the fight of the season was?
Man, that's one thing about this season, especially at Bantamweight. There were so many good fights. I would say the fight I enjoyed watching the most was Dan and Ricky. I thought that was a great fight. Technical, just two like opposite styles. Like I thought that was a great fight.
Yeah. So talking about the future, specifically based on your fight with Ludwig, what do you think you can improve on? Either you already improved on since that, because that's been a couple months ago, or you still want to improve on going into the future?
You know, with that fight, I just felt like it was experience. You know, being at that level, the highest level. You know, and I didn't have much experience. You know, there was a lot of fights, like a lot of tests that I had on the regional scene that would always fall through, and like so, being my first like big test at the highest level against a world champion wrestler, you know, just tough fucking Russian savage. You know what I'm saying? Like the Ludwig is a beast, man, and I feel like I just underestimated myself a little bit, gave him a little bit too much credit. And I think that, like I said, I think 9 times out of 10 I win that fight smoothly. I honestly think I knock him out. I would fight him completely different if I fought him again. And but like just wrestling, you know, getting those, you got to fight for everything. That's one thing Volk always told me that I would say I learned just in the sport. In that cage, you got to fight for everything. Every little position, every little detail matters. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's something that I take now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everything, you fight for everything in there. And that's the one thing. I didn't fight for the littlest things. He got to his position, he wins the round, you know? We're in a fight where I feel like I win 9 times out of 10.
So where do you want to go from here? Do you have a fight that you're looking at right now, or? So
obviously with the show, you know what I'm saying, we were expecting to be on the finale, but then with space and things like that, it didn't work out. Some guys, like Andre got the call 10 days, and it was good for him. You know what I'm saying? He won his fight, so he deserves it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't win my fight. Do I think the UFC, we're all kind of, Ludwig just got signed, and Gilbert, Trey, Ricky, Brady. We're kind of all on that like short notice list, I would assume, right? We're probably not all, maybe we're going to get signed, maybe we're 1 fight away. It's kind of like a waiting game, but I don't want to wait forever. You know, I'm 22 years old. Like, I have nothing but time. I have no doubt in my mind I'm going to be in the UFC and I'm going to do big things. I've never made flyweight as a professional. I want to make flyweight. So we're kind of talking now, maybe like a big fight in November for CES, Twin River Casino, Lincoln, Rhode Island. So I'm like my flyweight return. You know what I'm saying? Hey, something comes up, I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? The UFC knows that. Tyson, my manager, is talking with them daily, weekly, whatever. But I want to come back. I want to make a statement and make my flyweight debut, then get signed after that.
So you fought as a flyweight as an amateur?
Yeah, I was a dual promotion amateur flyweight champ.
Okay.
All my fights were at flyweight.
So what would you say would be the biggest difference between your flyweight fights and your bantamweight fights?
I'm not going to be fighting people that outweigh me by 15 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Like on fight day, Ludwig told me, I think he said he was like closer to 160. Wow. I was like 142. Because before that fight, I was going to make flyweight for LFA. So I was already getting I can walk around at 35 if I'm lifting and I'm doing the right things. I can get up to like 55 and carry a good amount of muscle and I could be fine there. But I was going down to flyweight, got the call for the show. So my weight was already super low. So I think at flyweight, these guys are not, I'm going to be the big guy in there, which is something that I'm not really used to. I'm just as fast, if not faster than all of them, I think. And like I said, I'm just there's not really anywhere that I feel like people are going to outmatch me. Like I just fought a world champion wrestler, and I honestly think I fight him again, I out-wrestle him. You know, like that's my mindset. But flyweight, you know, people will see that's where I belong anyway, especially at the highest level. Bantamweight, you take the opportunity. I'm not scared to fight anybody. I'll fight someone at 45. I don't care. But flyweight's something that I know I belong there, and I know I can make some serious noise in the big show.
So a couple of things before we go. I want to get some fight predictions from you. So, Trayshawn Gore was supposed to fight Brian Battle, but he got injured meniscus, I believe. Not meniscus. Knee something.
Yeah, he tore his knee, yeah.
Dana White said that there's most likely going to be match them up. Brian Battle, Trayshawn Gore. Who do you think wins that?
They're going to fight?
Dana White says he'll think about it. Based on what the fans are pushing, I think Dana's going to go for it. So what do you think about that?
I think they should make that fight. That fight would have been fucking fireworks, man. You know what I'm saying? They're both from North Carolina. Battle's my guy. Trey is a fucking great dude. You know what I'm saying? Really, just a really good person. And I think it's a great fight. I think Battle can get it done. I think there's something, like, he works extremely hard. He's always adding things to his game. He's well-rounded. Like, clearly, he just submitted Gil. I mean, Gil is no joke, especially on the ground. You know, and Brian's just always getting better, man. So I honestly like him in that fight. He's got a chin. He can put the pressure. He gets stronger as the fight goes on. I think Trey is dangerous in the first, second round, but I think later on in the fight, Brian gets it done. That's my prediction.
And the big one, Volkanovski and Ortega are fighting for the featherweight belt in a couple weeks. What's your take on that?
I think Volk steamrolls him. I just think there's too much. Like, Ortega's obviously great at what he does, but like I said, when he fought Zombie just kind of sat there.
Yeah.
You know, and he kind of waiting a counter strike, and kind of just, you know, I think Volk would fucking 50-44 Zombie. You know what I'm saying, if they fall. Volk, I just think he has too much. Obviously, Ortega's got the spin and shit, the elbows, his jiu-jitsu is obviously insane. I just don't think Volk's going to be there for that stuff. It's just when you're fighting him, you're fighting his fight. You know what I'm saying? You're not fighting nobody. Look what Max, like how good Max looks and all this stuff, but like against Volk, he couldn't do those things. You know, there's a reason he can't do those things, you know, because Volk is doing things to prevent that. It's a high-level chess game. So I just think Ortega just doesn't have his fight IQ. You could catch him, anything could happen, you never know, but I think Volk steamrolls him.
So you think your official prediction is 50-44, Volk?
No, I'm saying if he fought Zombie, yeah, but I mean, I would not be
okay.
surprised if he 50-44 zone fucking 4 rounds to 1. I think he could finish him, like TKO or something.
So
I think Volk steamrolls him. I'll say, Ortega's tough as fuck though, so I don't know. All right, fuck it. I'll say Volk, like 4th round TKO.
4th round TKO,
yeah.
okay.
Ortega's tough as fuck though.
All right, is there anything else you want to say to the people?
Nah, man, you know, just keep, tune in. I know my next fight's gonna be a big fight. I'm gonna make a statement, get signed, you know, and like I said, 5 years from now, nobody will remember that fight. So
all right,
that's my mindset.
Thank you for doing this.
I appreciate it, man. For real.